Hey, welcome back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelly. Basically, you start out with massive amounts of data. You say, how are we going to analyze this? Well, let's fire up a pivot table and see if we can solve this problem. All right, welcome back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelly. Today, a question sent in on YouTube from Smack83 and wants to know about basically how to use freeze pane. So let's say that we have a quick little worksheet here, title up in row 1, headings going across row 3, some labels going down the left-hand side, and then just lots of data here. So we'll just fill in 123 throughout. Of course, we need to copy the labels down that far as well. All right, you get the idea. Huge data set. And maybe we've done a little bit of formatting here. So cell styles, we choose title. For the headings, we've chosen, I like to use heading 3 or heading 4. Heading 4, let's go with that. All right, so the question is, how do we make sure that we can always see those headings on the first row of every page? And this is called freeze panes. And basically, obviously, as you scroll down, you lose track of which columns are which. So to use freeze panes, we're going to go to the View tab in Excel 2007. You see that there is a freeze panes item here, but I want to open the drop down. And they've added a couple of new things. Freeze top row or freeze first column. Well, if you happen to be lucky enough that your data is in the first row, you can use those new options. However, in this case, that's not what we have. So it's really important that the cell pointer goes in the first cell that is going to be non-frozen. So row 4 is allowed to scroll off the screen. I'm sitting at A4 and I go to freeze panes and choose freeze panes, and now I've frozen everything above row 4. So as I scroll down, I can see further rows, but not lose the headings. Now let me go back, and I'm going to unfreeze panes, and we'll talk about other ways to use this. If I would be in cell B4, it's going to freeze everything above B4, but also everything to the left of B4. So I'm going to freeze column A. So here we go, freeze panes. And now as I scroll to the right, I can see further columns to the right, but still see those labels over in column A, and I can still scroll down. Now, you'll notice that we have a big title up there, and a lot of times we'll have a huge title, 3, 4, 5 lines. We don't really need that taking up space on our screen. So watch this cool trick. I'm going to use the down arrow and get it so that way row 3 is the first row that's visible in the worksheet. Now I come back here to cell B4, and when I freeze panes, I've effectively removed the title from the locked area. I still have row 3, the important row, the row that shows my headings there, and I can scroll down throughout the data set. So, great question. I know I've covered this before. As a matter of fact, I think it was episode 101 or 102, one of my first episodes. Talked about how to do that. Of course, that was back in the days of Excel 2003. Smack83, thanks for sending in this question. I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another Netcast from Mr. Excel. Well, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another Netcast from Mr. Excel.